What is up, my friends? Let's talk about it. The huge news. You probably already saw my shitty, quality of a potato recording device. Me talking about that the Snyder Cut is coming, but I want to give you a better understanding of what this is going to mean. So many of you already probably know what the Snyder Cut is if you're watching this video, and some of you might not know what the Snyder Cut is. And to that, I say welcome. The Snyder Cut is basically the cut that Zack Snyder intended for Justice League to be released in. Sadly, due to circumstances surrounding him and his family, and all condolences to Zack on that, he had to exit the project. So Warner Brothers had this huge film that they were going to have be released, and it wasn't done. So Warner Brothers did the most logical thing that they could have done at that moment, and that was get a new director. Now, this new director was Joss Whedon, who had been known for making the Avengers films prior to this, and he was seen as somebody who understood ensemble films and could really bring together a great ensemble of a film. Now, what happened was, according to Zack, there was only like a quarter of the film finished, or most of it was finished, but they only used a quarter of what he did. And what they ended up doing was doing reshoots, doing other dialogue, and just changing up a lot of things, as he says, and end up giving us the version of Justice League we got back in 2017, which to say is bad is like not fair, I would say. It's not bad, but it's not good. It just falls somewhere in between, like mediocre, I would say. And you can say all about you want about Henry Cavill's mustache and all that. That was the least of the problems the film had. It definitely was residing more on the fact that it felt, as I always say, like a Frankenstein movie with many pieces and parts from different visions. And those visions on their own, if they would have made a complete film themselves, would have been great. But since you have it all like a very broody and dark film that Zack Snyder is known for, to a sort of comical lightheartedness that Joss Whedon is known for, it just feels like a movie that doesn't stick together all on its own as scenes progress and scenes feel like different things. So that was the biggest problem with Justice League everybody had, and many people were very let down to see that Darkseid had been sort of pushed to the side as a nothing villain, pretty much. And Steppenwolf was giving full spotlight, even though it was supposed to be something that transgressed into Darkseid being the main villain. And we ended up not getting none of that, as well as Victor Stone's past and all of that. So for the most part, many people were very much let down about what we got. So with the Man of Steel watch party, many people were pretty excited to learn that there might be some news coming about a Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. Yeah, that's what we're going with. So yeah, many people were excited to learn about that. So according to a lot of people who had sources and everything going on, that he would be making the announcement, and yes, that is the case. He made the announcement today. So it is said that this will be costing, costing, I don't, is that even the word you say? Or this will be, let's just say this will be the cost of producing the new cut, which is going to include re-editing the film, scoring new music, redoing and adding new visual effects. And it is said that some of the cast members might actually be returning as well to add some dialogue, and who knows, maybe shoot some new scenes. And I'm wondering how that is all going to work out, by the way. So it's, according to many people, going to be a 4-hour cut. Holy shit. And it might be just a full 4-hour cut of a film and be released as a film, or it might be split into 6 parts and sort of be the Snyder universe of sorts. It is said to be between $20 to $30 million that's going to cost the studio, which is not bad at all, because this is going to be something that gets people to come in into HBO Max, which is already going to do amazing. So I don't think that that's a problem at all, and it is going to be Zack Snyder's full vision brought to life. Now, as I said in my potato quality video, this is not going into theaters. It's going just straightly to HBO Max. However, I would not take out the possibility that this could be released in theaters as a Fathom event of sorts, special, maybe 2-night thing where fans can go and check it out, because it would make a lot of sense. It's something, I would say, more not, the word I want to say is, it's something that's more like special. That's not the word I want to use, though. Like, it's not like a cult thing, but it is something that I think many people are passionate about enough. But I feel like the studios aren't ready to risk trying to really release this and get the general audience confused with the Robert Pattinson Batman that we're about to get and all of that. So it would be more something like a Fathom event whenever things do go back to some sort of normalcy, where they release it for maybe 2 or 3 nights and then that's it. So I think that that would be the way to go with this, because it would just be too confusing to release Justice League and then have Batman come out that same year. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't make any sense. So, unless they're doing like a whole Flashpoint thing, which I will talk about that theory soon. And that's a theory where everything could work out in everybody's favor, but it would be a long shot. So, more on that another time. For now, we're on the Justice League. So, anyways, yeah, so they're going to start going into this production, I'm assuming, right away. So, I mean, what we're going to be getting from this is definitely going to be a movie that we've been all wanting ever since the first trailer dropped, and we're finally going to get a director's vision fully explored. It is sad to say that this will not be released in theaters, but as I said, it could always be a Fathom special 1 night or 2 or 3 night event. But luckily it's coming to HBO Max, so more people will get to see it, and I think that's the best thing about it, is it can build a rally of people that would want to see more directors be able to have their full vision brought back to life. Just recently, Josh Trank went on talking about the Fantastic Four and everything that happened with that, and how he didn't get to see the full scope of the vision be played out. So I think that Zack Snyder's Justice League being released is a great jumping point into other director's cuts, and makes sense for a lot of studios to release this exclusive content on their streaming services. So Josh Trank's Fantastic Four, I don't know how will we ever see that, because Fox did acquire, well, not Fox acquired, but Fox got acquired by Disney, so I don't know if that would come onto Disney Plus. I don't see that happening. But the fact remains that David Ayer has a Suicide Squad that we didn't get to see. His cut is apparently way different, had a lot of more Joker footage, different plot, all of that. And HBO Max is the place to go. So I think HBO Max is going to be cautious before they talk about any other director's cut. They're going to see how Zack Snyder's Justice League cut does, and I'm pretty sure it's going to do wonderful. And then they might start getting into, you know what, director's cut, that's the way to go, because it's something that they already have, and it's something that they can just edit up together, and it just makes sense business-wise and for the fans to give them that. And where it doesn't make sense to be released in theaters on a worldwide spectrum, it makes sense to release it on streaming services. I mean, Netflix puts out a lot of shit that we don't even watch, or we start watching and we're just like, what the fuck is this? So to release something that is so precious to fans and to the director themselves, I think that definitely is what not Netflix, but HBO Max is thinking about in terms of content, because I mean, you can only have so much content sometimes. So this makes sense, and I'm pretty excited to see how this turns into for the future for directors to finally get their full visions brought up to life. But what are your thoughts on the Snyder Cut? What are you most excited to see from it? I definitely want to see Darkseid, and I cannot wait for that. So I'm super pumped for that. 2021, no official date yet, but we are pretty sure to get a trailer. Comic-Con, no doubt about that. Comic-Con is where we're releasing that. So Comic-Con will be in July. It's going to be a stay-at-home Comic-Con, so everybody's going to be able to see the trailer once it drops, so I'm pretty pumped for that. And I'm going to be talking about it, so if you want more on the stuff you love about the Snyder Cut, movies, TV shows, music, all of that, this is your channel. Go ahead and subscribe. We're growing. We're about to hit 15,000 subscribers. Super pumped about that. And just make sure you check out all my other videos. I've talked about Batman vs. Superman. I've talked about Man of Steel, all of that. This is where you come to talk about what you love. So make sure you drop your comments below on what you're most excited for. And as always, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, comment, share, all that good stuff. We talk movies, music, TV shows on here. We talk music on Anchor, so I'll leave the Anchor down below. And make sure you follow me on Twitter as well for more up-to-date news. And that's going to do it for me. Who's ready for the Zack Snyder's Justice League? Who's not? We want to know as well if you're not. So would you want the Zack Snyder Justice League Snyder Cut? That was a handful to say right there. But would you want it to be released as this big 4-hour spectacular movie, or would you rather have it in series, stretched out maybe a couple of days in or whatever? Let me know below what you think about that. I think that the 6-part series would just not make sense, because we're still going to Like, I don't know how you can cut the movie like in pieces and then leave on a cliffhanger of sorts when we've kind of seen the movie, but then again they are saying completely different experience, so we could actually be left on cliffhanger, so it could actually work or not. So I wouldn't mind doing a 4 hour movie. I would definitely, or maybe a two-parter movie, but I don't think the 6 part series makes sense. I think that that is too much like stretching it out, and just give me the whole movie. We'll take it in. We don't care. We've been waiting for this, right? So let me know what you expect to see from the trailer that's coming up probably during Comic-Con. That is definitely going to include Darkseid. There's no way they would not include that to get the fans rattled and ready. So what other director cut would you like to see come next to HBO Max? As I said, I think David Ayer's Suicide Squad deserves that attention, and it deserves to be there. And make sure you subscribe to I Can Tell You How All of This Can Work, even with Robert Pattinson's Batman. So that video will be coming out later this week, so make sure you subscribe for that. And anyways, I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe and stay positive. Hey, if you're still here, still listening, appreciate you making it to the end. While you're here, why don't you go ahead and check out these other videos I have for you right here. Click on them, go check them out, and I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I mean, what are you waiting for? Let's get to it. Make sure you hit that subscribe, turn on the bell for notifications, and make sure you give this video a like.